Welcome to Call of the Wild.
Hey everyone, this is Monstercat's weekly radio show connecting you with some of your favorite artists.
Hey everyone, this is Kill Paris.
Hey guys, this is Conroe.
What's up guys, Dion Timmer here.
And of course, a place where individuals like yourselves can take part in a global family.
Hey yo, this is Logan from Australia.
I'd like to shout out everyone who listens to Monstercat and remind you that you're awesome.
So glad I'm here.
So get yourself ready for an hour of fresh music, and it all starts right now.
With nothing to hold us back, these are the songs of the wild.
Hey everyone, what is up? This is Monstercat's weekly radio show called Wild. Wherever in the world you're tuning in from, welcome and get ready for a full 60 minutes of amazing electronic music from so many genres. In today's hour, you can expect to hear several brand new records from Tony Romera, like this one behind me, which we'll introduce in just a second. You can also expect to hear our 3 spotlights, some familiar names, some new artists like Pegboard Nerds, ML, Stonebank, Ehio Robo, Icarus Moth, Deafy, and Flexible Fire. We also have our community pick of the week, and of course, those unreleased exclusives. So let's get this started. First up is a new one from Tony Romera. This is My Love, Part 2, and you heard it right here on Monstercat's Call the Wild.
Was it something in my walk, how I talk, giving off the wrong energy? Was there something in my stride, too much pride, telling you to back down? Slowly, slowly you became my enemy, but you can't seem to get enough of me. So if this is the last time, I guess I better make it worthwhile. Yeah, if this is the last time, I guess I better give it my all. So if this is the last time, I guess I better make it worthwhile. Yeah, if this is the last time, I guess I better give it my all. Was there something in my walk, how I talk, giving off the wrong energy? Was there something in my stride, too much pride, setting you back down? Slowly, slowly you became my enemy, but you can't seem to get enough of me. So if this is the last time, I guess I better make it worthwhile. Yeah, if this is the last time, I guess I better give it my all. So if this is the last time, I guess I better make it worthwhile. Yeah, if this is the last time, I guess I better give it my
Couple tracks into our hour today, and first up is our spotlight. This is on the Uncaged side. Here is a full playback of Falling Apart by the Pegboard Nerds, Stonebank, and Emil. Bring on those festival vibes. Let's go. Hashtag COTW Radio.
Watch my life pass me by, never knowing where I belong in a web of love and lies. As you string me along, and I can't breathe, I can't see, I'm losing sight of everything. I feel the walls closing in, am I falling apart? Oh, I just wanna be free, I just wanna be free. I think I'm falling apart. Oh, I just wanna be free, free, free. watch my life pass me by, never knowing where I belong in a web of love and lies. As you string me along, and I can't breathe, I can't see, I'm losing sight of everything. I feel the walls closing in, closing in. See my tiny clouds. See my tiny
rocket ship. Right.
we have our Instinct Spotlight of the week, and you are going to love this one. Here is Icarus Moth, Ihirobo, and Defi with Slow Truth. Enjoy, and you heard it right here on Monstercat's Call of the Wild.
Then I might call that tragic. I misplaced all my matches. On my way to that address. Take it too slow, slow. Take it too slow, slow. Take it too slow, slow, slow. Take it too slow, slow. So please don't judge my actions. I've learned my way through practice. I misplaced all my matches. I'm on my way to that address. Take it too slow, slow. Take it too slow, slow. Take it too slow, slow, slow. Take it too slow, slow. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Said I have an accent. I just waste our lives in traffic all day. He don't got your heart, he Google mapped it. I'm on my way to that address. Take it too slow, slow. Take it too slow, slow. Take it too slow, slow, slow. Take it too slow, slow.
That right there was Vichy and Phonic Youth with Sunset Strip, available for streaming on Monstercat Silk. Now it's time to drop our first exclusive of the hour. This is Fool and Caster with a preview of Inertia. Let them know what you think by reaching out on socials or hashtag COTW Radio. Let's go. ready for another exclusive good. This one is sure to be a main stage banger. Actually, it will be, because these artists will be performing at Monstercat Compound this year outside of our HQ in Vancouver, Canada. This is the Funk Hunters and Kotek with their first Monstercat collab called Tonight. Enjoy, and you heard it right here on hashtag COTW Radio. Another new one. We just came out of Tony Romera and Odd Kid Out. That was I'll Love You. Out now on all music streaming platforms, which brings us into our community pick of the week, sending us back to Monstercat 021 perspective. Here is World and Richard Caddick with See You. Heard right here on Monstercat's Call the Wild.
I've got all the time it seems. I'd rather see you in my dreams. And every chance to dance I'll take, if I can't see you again. I'd rather see you in my dreams. And every chance to dance I'll take, if I can't see you again. We could be listening for answers, waiting to be set free. You came across this moment, and I'm so thankful you shared it with me. We could be listening for answers, waiting to be set free. You came across this moment, and I'm so thankful you shared it with me.
It is time for our third and final spotlight of the week, out now on Monstercat Silk. This is a beautiful tune by Flexible Fire titled La Combra, and you heard it right here on Call the Wild. Enjoy, and after that, we have an exclusive queued up. Let's go.
getting lost in time. All the pressure is building up inside. I can't control what's running through my mind. My mind, oh. I try to run for out of sight, but I can find nowhere to hide. Go weaker, losing hope but also tired. Now I'm fighting to survive, but I'm falling, can't stop falling deeper. Falling deeper. Caught in moments, getting lost in time. All the pressure is building up inside. I can't control what's running through my mind. My mind, oh. Growing weaker, it's getting hard to fight. Losing patience, where are the warning signs? I can't take it, I need you here tonight. Before I fall into the end, I try to run for out of sight, but I can find nowhere to hide. Grow weaker, losing hope but also tight. Now I'm fighting to survive, but I'm falling, can't stop falling deeper. Falling deeper.
What a surprise. A third exclusive in the show this week. That was Danny Leaks featuring Sonam with Silence, coming out on Monstercat soon. So keep your ears ready. Let's keep the good tunes going. And next up on our show is Ellis with Feel That Way, heard right here on Called Wild Radio.
Feel it go for too long. Go back, I never could. It wasn't what I was searching for at all. We've been turning upside down. Now things are stranger. Nothing's left to say. Too far gone to go back to that place. And I don't wanna feel that way. Right, it never was. We were just stuck into something. Time shows we let it go for too long. Go back, I never could. It wasn't what I was searching for at all. We've been turning upside down. Now things are stranger. Nothing's left to say. Too far gone to go back to that place. And I don't wanna feel that way.
Just about wraps up all the time we have for today. Thank you all so much for listening. Make sure to support the show on all your favorite music streaming platforms by searching Monstercat's Call the Wild, and of course, each of the artists that you heard today. Let's end the hour with another new one from Tony Romero. This is Boogie featuring Casual. Catch you all back here, same time, same place next week. Until then, later days.
that kitty.